A quiet repricing in the world's most heavily controlled sovereign debt market is signaling a massive shift in global liquidity. While retail investors focus on short-term equity swings, institutional capital is closely watching Tokyo. Japanese government bond yields have climbed to fresh highs, driven by a global surge in crude oil. This is not just a local issue. It is a fundamental change in how global capital is priced. For decades, cheap Japanese capital anchored global yields. That anchor is now dragging, and the global bond market is beginning to feel the strain. To understand this shift, we must look at the structural core of the Japanese bond market. For years, the Bank of Japan maintained ultra-low interest rates to fight deflation. This policy kept Japanese government bonds, or JGBs, capped at artificially low yields. It forced domestic institutional investors to seek higher returns abroad, pouring trillions into US treasuries and global debt. But now, the macroeconomic landscape is shifting. Rising yields at home are threatening to pull that massive pool of capital back to Tokyo. Japan's economic moat has a major structural vulnerability. The nation imports nearly all of its energy resources. When global oil prices surge, the impact hits the trade balance immediately. Energy giants like INPEX are experiencing short-term revenue gains, but the broader economy suffers. Higher crude costs translate directly into import-driven inflation, raising input prices for manufacturing and squeezing corporate margins. This energy transmission mechanism is the primary driver forcing the central bank to reconsider its yield policy. Here is what is changing right now. Shorter-term Japanese bond yields are seeing intense upward pressure, alongside longer-term maturities. This flattening and upward shift of the yield curve reflects a market that is pricing in persistent price pressures. Investors are demanding higher yields to compensate for rising inflation risk. This move indicates that the bond market no longer believes the central bank can suppress rates indefinitely. The fiscal reality of Japan's massive debt load is colliding with global inflation realities. That brings us to the latest data from the Bank of Japan. Their recent survey revealed widespread expectations of future price increases among businesses and consumers. This is a critical psychological shift. For decades, the Japanese public expected prices to remain flat or fall. Now, inflation expectations are becoming entrenched. When households and corporations plan for higher future prices, inflation can become self-fulfilling. This survey data makes it incredibly difficult for policymakers to justify keeping rates at near zero levels. The next signal comes from the Bank of Japan's leadership. Governor Kazuo Ueda faces a delicate balancing act. He must manage the exit from decades of ultra-loose monetary policy without triggering a domestic debt crisis. The central bank is gradually allowing the 10-year yield to drift higher. However, they are trying to control the speed of this move to prevent panic. This controlled policy normalization is designed to give domestic financial institutions time to adjust their balance sheets. But that is only part of the story. The Ministry of Finance is watching these yield developments with deep concern. Japan's public debt-to-GDP ratio sits at over 260%. This makes the government highly sensitive to interest rate hikes. Even a small increase in the average interest rate on government debt dramatically raises annual debt servicing costs. The fiscal authorities are caught between funding government spending and managing a rapidly ballooning interest expense bill. Now look at how the broader global market is reacting. As yields rise in Japan, the spread between Japanese bonds and foreign debt narrows. This makes US treasuries and European bonds relatively less attractive to Japanese institutional investors. If these major global buyers reduce their purchasing or begin repatriating capital back to Tokyo, global yields will face upward pressure. We are looking at a potential reduction in global liquidity that could affect risk assets worldwide. The domestic banking sector, however, is viewing this transition very differently. Major financial groups like MUFG are poised to benefit. For years, negative interest rates crushed net interest margins for commercial banks. A steeper yield curve and higher lending rates allow these financial giants to generate much stronger earnings on their domestic loan books. This makes Japanese financials a key area of interest for institutional asset allocation during this transition. For Japan's massive export sector, the implications are more complex. Companies like Toyota have historically benefited from a weak yen, which inflated their overseas earnings. But if Japanese yields rise fast enough to strengthen the local currency, that currency tailwind could reverse. Furthermore, high energy import costs continue to pressure domestic manufacturing supply chains. The benefits of a weak currency are increasingly offset by the rising costs of imported raw materials. That leads us to a bigger question regarding terminal risk. Can Japan actually afford higher interest rates? If the Bank of Japan loses control of the bond market and yields spike too quickly, the cost to defend the fiscal budget becomes unsustainable. The central bank would be forced to step back in and buy massive amounts of bonds again, destroying credibility and causing severe currency depreciation. This fine line between inflation control and fiscal stability is the ultimate risk facing the yen. Looking ahead, the policy normalization process will likely remain gradual but persistent. Expect the Bank of Japan to slowly taper its asset purchases and allow market forces to play a larger role in yield discovery. However, global energy prices will remain the wild card. If crude oil continues its upward trajectory, it will accelerate inflation, forcing the central bank's hand. This makes oil prices the leading indicator for the speed of Japanese monetary tightening. In terms of asset insulation, we are placing Japanese financial institutions on a breakout watch. Specifically, we are monitoring major banks like MUFG for structural margin expansion as rates normalize. Conversely, highly leveraged exporters and capital-intensive domestic firms are entering a trim consideration. The era of free capital in Japan is coming to an end, and corporate balance sheets will be stress-tested by rising debt servicing costs in the coming quarters. As this macro narrative unfolds, the relationship between sovereign yields, global energy, and currency valuations will remain the critical driver of portfolio returns. Navigating this environment requires looking past the daily market noise and focusing on these structural trends. To receive regular institutional-grade macro research and equity analysis, make sure to subscribe to SR Money News and turn on notifications so you never miss our deep dive investment reports. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.